born up in Horner Street in Newtown, went to Newtown School, Wellington South School, then progressed on to Wellington Tech, and really didn't learn much because I had dyslexia, and in those days they didn't know what dyslexia was, and so you ended up in the lower class. It wasn't until my last year at school I had a teacher called Mrs. Main that really taught outside the square a little bit and really gave me a bit of oomph to get on with life. So owe her a lot really, and when Television New Zealand done This Is Your Life on me, I was very pleased and honoured to have her on the show. Very special lady for me anyhow, in particular. That was where I went, mate. I went from Newtown School, Wellington South, and to Wellington Tech. There was no discussion. It was where you went, No, and it was on, I walked past my grandma's place. She lived opposite not opposite, but near the Tramway Hotel there. And so, I walk home from school, I'd often call in to see Nan. Good memories. Only a couple of years, I think. I think I was only there 3v3, 3v4 or something. Yeah. To be honest, I can't remember girls being in our class, but it's a long time ago. I was 15. I'm 71 years old now, so it's a long time ago. Look, school for me was no big deal. You just went there and done it. As I say, I didn't learn a lot because, I had dyslexia, so I didn't learn a lot, and that was a real battler, Look, to be honest, in my class there was a lot of dummies like me, that weren't too bright academically, but, we survived because we were smart in other ways, In my own case, my very good friend, a very well-known broadcaster called Murray Deaker, was a school teacher himself, actually, and he said, one of the smartest streetwise people he's ever met, So there's two sorts of education: your education, at school, or what you learn on the streets. Both are very important, to be fair. I really stress to young people: learn at school. Don't muck around. Try your best. And the one thing I did, I might not have been the brightest student, but I always tried, and my reports say that, My reports say that, he tried hard, I went to woodworking, made a lovely coffee table for my sister, one of my works of art here. No, look, I didn't study. I mean, when you're in the lower class and you're not that bright, life's a lot different from the bright kids, let me tell you. No. In those days, times have changed now. I personally had no idea what I was going to be when I left school. I just looked in the paper and looked for jobs. My first job was a telegram delivery boy, and I used to deliver the telegrams around the city. And then I saw a job advertised for a butcher boy, and most of the jobs I got in my life, because no one else applied for them, it wasn't a competition, and it was in Charlie Yeoman's butcher shop at Seatoon, and that's where the journey started. And I suppose, for kids that haven't done well at school, I could be a sort of role model for them, because it's fair to say that I built my company, the Mad Butcher Chain, which I don't own now. I built it up to 40 stores, doing roughly about $4 million a week, and it's fair to say that I made a few bob along the way, and had a wonderful life. I mean, I got involved in charity, I got involved in sport, I picked up the QSM, the Queen's Service Medal along the way, then I got the ultimate prize in knighthood, which I never thought I'd get, never wanted one, never thought I'd get one, and got one. So there is hope for the guys that aren't that bright. You just got to, work hard and do the best you can at what you do. No, I never. I played a bit of softball for Island Bay, wrestled a little bit for Cavernian, but not great at either of them. I got involved in rugby league because the local club in Auckland come into my first ever butcher shop, and they were the mighty Mangreast Hawks. They brought a little bit of meat. Then the chairman said to me, "Why don't you sponsor us?" And I said I didn't know what sponsor was, and they gave me, I gave them some meat packs, and they gave me a few plugs. Oh, yeah, very much so. I'm a working class man. That's where I'm comfortable. This week I'm at Parliament making a little speech. So I won't be comfortable. I'll do it. But, I'll be comfortable if I was out in Whairua hanging out with good mates. That's who I am. Oh, no. I made friends with guys here, but we've drifted apart. Tommy Harlan, I caught up with him a couple of years ago. He's a truck driver, big Warrior fan. I caught up with him only about 2 years ago. Murray Gifford, he passed away unfortunately. No, I kept in touch with a few of them, but not real long lost friends, Yeah. Oh, she taught outside Australia. When she gave up teaching, she started teaching the prisons and done a great job. She had a way about her, and I'll always be eternally grateful for that. Not me, but the class. She realised we were different, and so she had to teach differently. And the worst thing, I'm very anti the system, because the dumb kids get the worst teachers, and the bright kids get the best teachers, which I think it should be the other way around, because the dumb kids need the help, the bright kids get on by themselves. And no, she taught outside the square, and she gave me the little zest. And life takes a funny turn. I was very happy working for a bloke, but some things happened that I realised that wasn't where my future laid. Then I'd just had my first daughter, Angela. She was about 3 months old, and we went out and looked at a couple of little butcher shops, just dreaming. And we went and looked at a shop in Rosella Road in Mangry, and the owner of the building, the Harold Hill, was here. And cut a long story short, he loved my honesty, and he ended up financing me into the shop. And the rest is history. He sold it, a greedy bloke took over, so I had to move out. I moved around the corner to a better position, and I always say it's like a surfer riding a wave. I rode the wave, and as I say, 40 shops, $4 million a week, household name in New Zealand, and known around the world in some parts, not around the world, but certainly in Australia, England, where rugby league's played. I go and people, "Butcher, how are you?" No, look, I think you've got to have integrity. You've got to be honest with people. You have to treat people how you want to be treated yourself. I think a combination of things like that, and give people what they want. People wanted good meat at a reasonable price, and I gave it to them. And our main opposition, my main opposition, was the supermarkets, and it wasn't hard for me to undercut them. And so why would you go there and pay $3 a kilo when you get it off me for $2 a kilo, just as good? And that was part of my success, and the fact that I was a bit different. I didn't mind making a fool of myself. Yeah, well, Bob's got his own jet, of course, and I've got my own kayak, so we're miles apart. But I've had a great. The thing about me is I've had a great life. I've touched a lot of people's lives by helping them, not big time. One of the greatest things given life is time. It's the most precious thing. You can't buy time. Even a man as rich as Bob Jones can't buy time, And people that give their time, and there are many people out there that give their time for charities, and that's a great gift, to be fair. And I've certainly done that over the years. At times, at the expense of my own family. Well, that's, you're talking about when I was bringing people up from Christchurch. Yeah, that pushed the boat. I pushed the boat out a little bit far, and I nearly sunk the boat, with me in it. But that's life. You do what you do, and you take the chances. And sometimes you come up smelling roses, and other time you might end up in a box coffin. I used to fancy a couple of girls, but no. I used to go to school, do my woodwork and really that. But I've got to share a story with you. Never heard anything from the school after I left because, and when I got knighted, I get a phone call from a lady. She said, "Oh, is that Sir Peter?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Oh, it's so-and-so there from Wellington Tech. We've got a Hall of Fame and we'd love to put it into you, put you in it." I said, "That's bloody lovely. You didn't want to know me when I was at bloody school, and now I'm a knighted. You want me bloody in the Hall of Fame?" Which I thought was quite funny. And, it was a great honour. And I went down to a function they had for it. And to be there with some of the people, on that is quite humbling, to be fair. Yeah, quite humbling. And I think, for the kids that are battling at school, look at me, what I achieved. And you can achieve it as well. So never give up and follow your dreams.